It's great to be at a presidential forum that's not sponsored by the coal industry. I just want to say that from the beginning, as the last one was. But I want to speak to you today about a vision of the America that can be. It's a vision that's held close by so many of us, but it's seldom articulated from a presidential forum. And I'd like to begin with paying tribute to those individuals who, in fairly modern times, have shown a commitment to the environment. People like Rachel Carson, Barry Commoner, Thomas Berry, Wendell Berry, Bill McKibben, Al Gore, and others who have taken a stand to show us the path. And now we're called upon, as candidates for president, to talk about the direction that we would take this country. We see the globe as being threatened. Let me tell you what I will bring to the presidency: an environmental consciousness that is demonstrated by the choices that I make in my own life. Little home in Cleveland, Ohio, 1,600 square feet. A small Ford Focus that gets about 30-some miles to a gallon. A vegan diet that is compassionate and mindful and respectful of the environment. See, if you want a leader who can reach out and lift this planet up, then we have to look at how do you live? Because you can talk the talk, but do you walk the walk? And so, as I speak to you today, I want to demonstrate to you an awareness and an ability to be able to lead this country forward to a new era of environmental sustainability and environmental consciousness. It starts with an understanding of the world as one. I see the world as being an integrated whole. I understand the world as being interconnected and interdependent, and that the choices each one of us makes affects all of us. As any one of us chooses, so chooses the world. And when you come from that understanding, you know the great responsibility that each one of us has individually, and the responsibility we have collectively as Americans to try to engage in what Thomas Berry called the great work of our lives, to repair our relationship with nature and to repair the planet. Now, how would I do that as president? First, I understand the threat that exists right now from nuclear weapons. The United States must lead the way in abolishing all nuclear weapons. We must participate fully in the Biological Weapons Convention, the Chemical Weapons Convention, the Small Arms Treaty, the Landmine Treaty, join the International Criminal Court, and participate in the next round of climate change talks with a real intention of reducing greenhouse gas and carbon emissions. This is what the United States must do, and this is what a Kucinich presidency will be about. But where are we right now? At this very moment, while we gather here in Los Angeles, our government is retrofitting B-2 stealth bombers with 30,000-pound bombs, preparing to drop them on nuclear labs in Iran. This is a war crime in motion, and there's a call of the heart, a cry of the heart, a call to conscience for all Americans to understand the connection between global warming and global warming is oil, the connection between war and ecocide. We have to be here to repair the planet, to know that the real cause of our lives is to heal the world, tikkun olam, the idea of our creative capacity to change everything. It's a call to conscience. And it's also a call for a new vision of what's possible in America. That's what I want to share with you in the next 6 minutes. And that is what I call the Works Green administration. It's infusing environmental consciousness into every aspect of government and all aspects of our social and economic and political affairs in this country. And here's how it would work. It begins with the intention of having every department of the federal government be involved in sustainability and in green consciousness. Let's go down the list. Transportation. Under a Kucinich administration, massive spending for rebuilding the transportation infrastructure for mass transit so that we can make mass transit available all over America. In housing, incentive for building green housing and having the environmental consciousness of our entire building programs be involved in looking at energy-efficient homes, at homes that use natural lighting, in homes that are not using materials that are inherently dangerous. The Department of Energy would provide disincentives for the use of oil, coal, and nuclear, and incentivize the creation of wind and solar micro-technologies so that we could create millions of jobs applying those micro-technologies to homes and businesses across this country, dramatically reducing our carbon footprint, moving the economy, government as an engine of sustainability, priming the pump of the economy, lowering energy costs, insulate millions of homes. I mean, we can do this. We have the ability to do it. We need the leadership to do this. And in the area of health, imagine a president who stands for a not-for-profit health care system with an emphasis on preventive health care, and where we meet health challenges like the challenge of obesity, which is directly connected to the kind of diet America has. We need to have a president who understands those connections. In the Department of Education, we would teach our children environmental principles from the earliest age so they can integrate that into the way they live. In the Department of Commerce, all of our trade agreements would be based on environmental quality principles, and we would start by canceling NAFTA and creating environmental principles in all of our trade agreements to protect the water and the air and the land. In the Department of Labor, safe workplace measures that are drawn directly into protecting the health of the workers by making sure that environmental consciousness becomes part of workplace safety. In the Department of Interior, removing all these incentives that exist for the extraction of our natural resources. America must take back ownership of these natural resources and stop the exploitation of the land and protect our Native Americans whose land is being poisoned by uranium mining and other types of mining. We need a president who can take that stand. When I was growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, John F. Kennedy was sworn in as President of the United States. And he excited America with a vision of an America that could be. He urged every American to get an education in the sciences in particular, so that we could participate in this collaborative effort of reaching for the stars. We recognize that our journey is more homebound today, more earthbound. And so, as President of the United States, I would use the intellectual and scientific abilities that exist in the National Aeronautics and Space Administration to move America towards a green economy. There's tremendous amounts of research being done at NASA right now, particularly in the area of carbonless burns, carbonless combustion. And it's amazing what is possible today in America when you think about NASA being dedicated to creating green technologies where we can call forth a world that we barely understand exists, but knowing the inventive genius that characterizes America throughout our history, we can move towards sustainability using the inventive genius of NASA, where they can create these products in the alpha stage and even license them in the beta stage to help prime the pump of our economy and move quickly to create millions of new jobs. Those who say that we have to sacrifice into the future, I think that's misplaced. I think there's an unlimited amount of wealth out there that's waiting to be called forward by our creative genius if only we will go green. And so, John F. Kennedy called forth the American people to participate in something that was bigger than all of us. And as President of the United States, I intend to do the same thing, to reach out to the American people and ask them to participate in this great effort to save our planet, to protect our environment, to create government as an engine of sustainability, but to look at the choices that each one of us makes. Kennedy said that let the word go forth in its time and place, that the torch has been passed to a new generation. We are the generation that we've been waiting for, and we just need to move forward with courage and with compassion and with vision to create the world that we want. Thank you very much.